Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 160 of the Mountain Bike Podcast. I'm Jeff.
Welcome to the podcast, Jeff. I'm Liam.
And I'm Trevor.
Sorry that you do not hear the olive oil voice of Jared. He is currently still on vacation, so it's just us three this time around, and we're going to talk about the KETL Treasure Hunt 2.0 recap, our time in Bend, Oregon this past weekend, my quote-unquote short adventure race, and listener questions ranging from upgrading pads and rotors to our advice on shorter cranks and everything in between. I think I messed the intro up a little bit. I haven't done one in a long time.
Yeah, that's all right. That's why I said welcome back to the podcast.
So you're gonna be the guest this time.
Yeah. I was gonna be like, yep, I'm Liam, and
I used to do
Trevor
the intro,
here, and we have a new guest with us, Jeff Cayley. Welcome to the podcast, Jeff.
All right, well, close enough. Zach's words of wisdom, which just says Liam's. So, what?
Yeah.
You didn't want to bug him on his honeymoon?
Nah.
Yeah, that's fair.
He'd probably say something obscene right now because he's in Mexico. So
yeah, he's in Mexico actually on his honeymoon. Well, today is literally his birthday.
Yeah,
the day of recording. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Zach.
Happy birthday, Zach.
Happy birthday, Zach. Liam filled in for your words of wisdom, and he says, "Bees don't bother to tell flies that honey is better than poo."
Yep.
Nice.
Usually a different word at the end there.
Yeah. Close enough.
That's one of my personal words of wisdom.
Basically means like don't stoop lower than what you need to, like don't associate yourself with people who are not good or
like
that.
You know, if you like something, then just keep doing it because you like it.
Yeah.
You don't gotta tell everyone else that to come join you or whatever.
It's good wisdom.
It's just what you
don't need
do
to preach on what you think is good.
Yeah, exactly.
Because maybe to the flies, the poo is better.
It could be. Yeah. But I prefer honey.
Trevor, what is Daniel's fun fact?
Daniel's fun fact: there's a lake in Australia that's bubblegum pink, and Lake Hillier stays bright pink year-round. The scientists think it's due to a mix of algae, bacteria, and high salt levels. I would not go in that lake.
I feel like people know that one. Haven't you ever seen that? It's kind of a famous thing.
I've probably seen like
Planet Earth
some Nat Geo
documentaries.
stuff about it, something like that, but I would have thought it was like a weird mine runoff or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
Oh, well, that thing is very pink.
Just look at some photos of it.
Yeah, it's full-blown bubblegum pink.
Literally looks like bubblegum pink.
And it looks like it's like right on the coast, too, which is odd. Huh.
Fantastic testimonials. This was a Google review, which I thought was hilarious. Worldwide Cyclery is always my go-to place for bike parts. They have great prices and super fast shipping, and they seem like real cool people. So if they're actually bots, they are using amazing bots that have completely convinced me that they are actually human beings with a sense of humor who also ride bikes.
We are great bots.
I thought that was a pretty good review.
I'm sure the bots are actually getting super good, but we are actual human beings who care, which is good.
It is funny now when you can tell you get AI replies from things.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a headline this morning that Will Smith had a music video or something, or a concert advertisement, and all the people were AI and fake, and it was kind of obvious.
Well, I saw one that people are saying that the crowd was AI.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I don't know if they know 100%.
Well, a lot of people are going to get confused by that, but the crowd was for sure AI. Some of the words were wrong. Or
are you fake newsing fake news?
Yeah.
So you're giving news about unverified news?
I mean, it could be unverified. I saw it on...
That makes it unverified if you have no idea.
Yeah. What is verified anymore? I don't know.
There's still things that happen in real life that are true.
Yeah.
We can't just not trust anything.
Yep.
Have to trust some things, even if they're about Will Smith AI concert goers. Oh, man. Okay. Bikes and rides we've been enjoying lately. Liam?
I'm on a little bit of a bike break. I've ridden a few times. I've been riding my Banshee with Shimano stuff, trying to get that dialed in and feeling good.
Banshee Titan V3.
Banshee Titan V3 with Shimano XT Di2 M8200.
Jeez, the naming convention.
You sound like a robot there.
Yeah, right?
Sound like an AI bot.
But yeah, I'm trying to get that dialed in. It's like all different parts, and I've ridden for the past like multiple years. So Shimano brakes are touchy. Radial tires feel different on a bike I'm not used to. Geo of the Banshee I'm trying to get used to.
Was that the first time you rode those radial tires?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's on like a new bike with
Oh,
Shimano
you
stuff
messed up
with-
all your
I
variables for a
messed up.
scientific.
Yeah.
There's 0 variables. Like
You just did new
Yeah.
bike news.
Yeah.
That's
everything.
definitely going to take
Everything.
way longer to get used to. Have you gotten kind of used to it, or
Not much,
still
no.
figuring it
Yeah.
out? Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, like it does feel good. It's just like it also feels hesitant.
You're still thinking about it too much as you're
Correct.
riding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to not be thinking.
Yeah. So I might just throw some Maxis on for the time being. I feel like that'll eliminate a big aspect of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I did swap the pads per the Shimano guy's recommendation. I went to resin pads and I had metallic in there.
Well,
And they feel softer. So
because they were too bitey.
they're kind of bitey before and just like slamming front wheel and almost like washing my front when I wasn't trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's the classic touchy Shimano brake.
Yeah,
We used to call that when we were kids. Nothing, like lock.
totally.
That's
So, yeah.
like what teenage boys
I
would.
did it on my dirt bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, happens on a dirt bike too.
I,
Easy.
Yeah, it's taking a little bit of time off the bike after racing Downeyville and just chilling. I mean, I rode like my stint at Hardtail a bit and the Banshee and stuff, but been hiking, riding.
It's probably
enjoying
smart.
summer.
I mean, you train so hard for Downeyville. It takes so much effort, and then you don't want to get burnt out, right? So you just take a little rest and
Yeah.
get your stoke back.
Yeah. And then, I drove to Bend, Oregon. So a lot of driving, and I didn't bring a bike either up there on purpose. Just hike, run, hang out with girlfriend, go to a wedding, hang out with all you guys,
Chillaxing,
chillaxing.
floating down the river,
Summer,
floating down the chutes in
Enjoying
a tube.
enjoying a little bit of summer.
Yeah, that's nice. Trevor, you actually rode in Bend.
Yeah, so I also went to Bend. Zach got married, which was super cool. And I brought a lot of toys. I brought mountain bike with an extra wheel set and a dirt bike and golf clubs because I just wanted to do as much as I could while I was there. And I don't have a girlfriend, so I just had all the time in the world to
Shout
do
out single Trevor, hit him up.
I just had all the time in the world to do
how's that,
do whatever.
What app do you use?
I'm not going to get into that. We used the mountain bike
Did
podcast.
it go off in Bend?
It went off in Bend.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Could be a couple girls listening. Never know.
Yeah. They're in Bend, hit me up.
Yeah, so you're not in Bend anymore.
not in Bend anymore though. But
We'll travel.
yeah, we'll travel to Bend. But anyway, so yeah, rode Mount Bachelor while I was up there on the Druid with the Trail One wheels, which was sweet. That bike just keeps on impressing me with what you can do on it because I'm riding like. For those who don't know, Mount Bachelor is very similar to Mammoth. It's kind of on a volcano
Mhm.
actually, and it's very kind of pumicey, and there's sharp rocks everywhere, and it's a pretty legit bike park. It was cool, and they're open from 10 to 7, which is amazing.
Oh, nice.
So you can just like go there after work and just ride the bike park, and yeah, there's a trail called Red Line there, and it's like a mini A line, but on pumice, so it's a little
Okay.
sketchy, but it's also
Nice.
the jumps are big, and I was a little intimidated because you have to go into them pretty fast, and I was following a buddy who was on a downhill bike, so that was interesting. But yeah, the trails are cool. You're just kind of lava rock everywhere.
Is it steep enough to ride downhill bike there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Some of the trails are not like the
Yeah.
black diamonds and blues. You wouldn't want a downhill bike, but the double black stuff and then the jump line, I think, is the main
That's cool.
prize.
Yeah.
And they have an irrigation system too. So it opens at 12 and the whole trail is irrigated kind of like North Star.
Whoa.
And then they pack the lips and stuff. So it's pretty legit. There's also massive holes. So you go from these packed perfect lips and landings to the corner with just the biggest brake bump holes ever. And it was pretty aggressive, honestly.
Worse than Whistler?
Different than Whistler, I
Yeah.
would say. More like big holes instead of like sharp brake bumps.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, pretty aggressive. My forearms were smoked afterwards. And yeah, I brought a dirt bike as well to Bend, and the dirt biking up there was amazing, which was super fun. It's kind of like riding a mountain bike, but you're just ripping for 30 miles constantly. So
Through the trees.
Through the trees.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, when-
through volcanic like rock as well. Little baby heads everywhere. And you can ride to a lake or something. So it was pretty sweet.
On Thursday, when I got up there, I went to Zach's parents' house,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, I hope Trevor's okay. He's been out there for a while. I was like, oh, let me look. So I looked at his location,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, oh, he's like behind Mount Bachelor,
Yeah.
like south and west of Mount Bachelor.
Yeah.
I was like, he looks like he's like 35 miles away right now.
Yeah. That was sweet. I was with some friends, so it was relatively safe, but I actually didn't end up doing any trail riding there, even though I brought a different wheel set for that. Like, for those who don't know, Bend is not like super steep in elevation, so it's a lot of up and down. I think an XC bike would be better suited there with some really fast tires would be super fun there. But if you don't, then you probably won't have the greatest time ever. But I made moto a little bit more of a priority because I brought it up there. So
yeah,
and I take Bachelor off the list. So yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, what an amazing place, man, in terms of just outdoor activities to do.
There's so many people out there. I judge a place a little bit off of like the how many tailgate pads on trucks there are and bike racks and stuff. And
they're everywhere.
How many Sprinter vans were there?
Oh yeah, that seems like the Sprinter van capital of the
I think that's where the whole like one less Sprinter sticker came from. Was probably Bend, Oregon.
Man, there's somewhere in Colorado. I mean, I'm in a Sprinter van too, but yeah, there's like, I'm not in a $200,000 Sprinter van, and there's a lot of $200,000 Sprinter vans there.
Yeah, there was really nice Sprinter vans there. Yeah, cool area though, man.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Definitely go back there. Great place to vacation if you want everything outdoors.
If you're outdoorsy, want to go
hiking, trail running, moto, mountain biking,
lake fishing.
Yeah, fishing, river sports,
river floating.
I wish the
whitewater.
drive was under 10 hours for us.
Yeah, it was
the 13-hour
full send up.
Yeah, I can't believe you guys drove.
Both Trevor and I full send home yesterday.
We had to be back for the podcast. Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah, brutal.
I broke it up on the way up. Trevor did not.
Yeah.
He did full send both ways. Yeah. I broke it up. I did 10 on the way up and 4 after.
Yeah.
And then 13 straight yesterday.
Yeah. Man, that's a huge drive. Yeah. Even that adventure race I did there in May, flying into Redmond, did the same. I didn't drive. It's just like, I'm just going to fly.
How long was the flight?
Oh, it's short. It's like an hour and a half from Burbank. It's so nice.
Yeah. I know if I just were to bring a bike, I would have probably flown.
Yeah.
But I wanted to bring everything.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I liked having them. It was good. I kind of needed a car there, or I would have had to rent a car due to where I was staying.
I just got a car.
Turo.
Yeah.
How about you, Jeff? What have you been up to?
I have not ridden bikes since the last adventure race, which was a week and a half ago now. Yeah, that was the one which I said in the title, short, because it is weird because I've been saying short because it's an 8-hour race, but I understand that most people don't think that that's a short race of any kind. But in the world of adventure racing, it is literally as short as they get. I mean, it's rare to even see them be 24 or 36 hours. Most of them are multi-day races, but this one is a pretty unique format in that it's 8 hours. And the race director kind of just made this up. So he runs Big Blue Adventures, which I do a whole bunch of mountain bike racing, trail run races, and this adventure race in North Lake Tahoe area. And yeah, he used to do big adventure races, and he sort of just made up this format, which is similar to a traditional adventure race that you paddle and you trail run and you mountain bike. But it's only 8 hours long, and you're allowed to use electronic navigation, which is cool. And a great idea since it's only 8 hours. Like, in a long race, you burn a lot of time just figuring out navigation, which you still burn time navigating with your phone in this case, because the way they do the race is around 7:15ish in the morning, they post the map on the board, and he just has little dots that says CP1, CP2, CP3, and then you get your passport, and the passport has little clues. So you have to essentially take a photo of the map and then, transfer all the little checkpoint locations from the map to your phone navigation, and then they're all worth different point values as well, and they're all scattered. It's like there's no logical route. Only a few of them are mandatory, but there's a whole bunch of them, and you can get as many of them or as few of them as you want in whatever order you want, and they're all with different point values. And then all the trail run points you don't get until you're actually in the race. And then at CP2 is a transition area. You get off your bike and you get onto foot, and they give you a new map, and then you do all your new trail run navigation out on course during the race. So it's
like sectioned off which activity you're going to be doing at what time.
Pretty much. So everyone starts at the same time with the paddle. So 8 a.m. start, and I mean it is the most gnarly mental stress test of your life because they post this map. You're sitting there trying to figure out what makes sense to go to, what route you're going to take, figuring all that stuff out. And then they're like, 10 minutes till start, 5 minutes till start, and you got to get your kayak stuff ready. You get in your kayak. Started out, let's see, I'll look at my stats. It was, so the kayak, 8 a.m., then you start on the kayak. You get 2 checkpoints. Only one of them is mandatory. The other one's optional. 2 checkpoints on North Lake Tahoe. 6.5 miles paddling, which is a long ways to paddle in flat water. If you've ever paddled, that's like
6.5.
Yeah, just not that fun.
Huge.
It's not that fun. And so starting out with a paddle, I mean, I'm just not a strong paddler, so I was probably mid-pack on the paddle, just kind of dying, trying my hardest. And yeah, then you go straight into a mountain bike. And then after the paddle, you can choose if you want to get all the mountain bike points first and then go get the trail run points last.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or you can pick whatever you want. So it's kind of just get as many points as you can in the 8 hours, and you have to make it back before the 4 p.m. cutoff.
And do you know how many points each checkpoint is?
Yeah, you know how many points each one's worth, but everyone goes different ways. So
it's like a real life video game.
It is. It's crazy. So
That's
you see
wild.
people out on the course going complete other directions as you, and everyone kind of goes similar ways in the beginning, and then all of a sudden it's just like everyone's going totally different ways. You have no idea if you're doing well, if you're doing bad. No one else has any idea either. So yeah, after the paddle, I decided to go basically straight to the run. So I just got the first 2 checkpoints, and then that was only 3 miles on the bike, 720 feet of elevation, and then I got right to the run checkpoint, transitioned to the trail run. The trail run was 7.5 miles with 2,000 feet of elevation, and I think there was like 5 CPs in that, so I was just like ticking all of those off, which was super steep and rugged and a bunch of off trail. And then I just went for the mountain bike part. The mountain bike part after that was 29 miles, 4,000 feet of elevation, and I was just like bouncing all around the mountains there.
So that was all in like was that right above Kings Beach?
Pretty much, yeah. It was above Kings. It was basically north and west of Kings Beach and all that region there. Like, what's over there? Mount Watson is over there. Yeah, there's a bunch of amazing trails.
Yeah.
Some really fun trails that I rode out there that were just part of the course that made logical sense to ride to get to some of the CPs. And he puts some of the checkpoints in areas that he knows you're going to have to take a cool trail to get to. So you end up riding some really fun trails in the midst of the whole thing.
There's such fun blue trails out there in Kings Beach area. Like,
there 100% is.
They're so fun. On like an XC bike, you're kind of overbiked a little bit or underbiked a little bit on that stuff on the XC bike, and it's a blast. Yeah. Would recommend it if you're in the area.
Yeah, totally. That area is rad. I had so much fun. There was one trail just called Over the Bars, which was a blue trail, but it was just amazing. It's just super fun, flowy, cool corners, cool little rock hits, and kind of not riding the normal way you'd normally ride because you're pretty focused on trying to go fast and figuring out your navigation, which is a disaster between each checkpoint. So I just like poured my heart out on the course, got as many checkpoints as I possibly could. I missed one of them. And you're also not only figuring out your navigation and the point values and deciding which ones you're going to go to and skip and yada yada and which ones you're going to get in what order, but then you have to be back by 4. Otherwise, really you have to be back by 3:50 because you got to do a 100-yard swim at the end. And you're toast if you can't finish past 4 because you just start getting like penalized huge point values. So you have to manage your time well, and sometimes you're 15 miles away from the finish. So you really can't screw up knowing how long it's going to take you to get back to the finish area in time.
Takes like a lot of experience then, huh?
Well, yeah. So I did this race 2 years ago. Had a huge issue with the paddle, started in dead last place, and then gave it everything I had. All my electrolytes got soaked, getting the whole kayak debacle, and I had like a terrible race and still did okay. I think I got 8th or 7th overall. And I was like, man, I actually did pretty good, but maybe I only did good because I was basically just full redlined because of the kayak situation in the beginning. And it's so complicated because you get to the CP and he puts the CP on the map, which is the general vicinity, and then he tells you what trail junction the CP's at. And then once you get to that, you pull out your passport, and your passport will say, 167 degrees, 42 paces back of tree. And so every CP you get to, then you have to you're there, then you have to pull out your compass and you have to draw a bearing, and then you have to draw a bearing and go as many paces as he wrote down on the card, and then look for the actual punch thing that you punch your passport
it's like
with.
your treasure hunt.
Well, this is just traditional adventure race format in a sense. Yeah. But yeah, you can see where, adventure racing inspired the treasure hunt a little bit. So it's crazy. So a lot of people, get lost or get confused or get to a CP and they're like, we're here. And it's like, no, look at your card. Like, there's a clue. You have to read the clue. Now you have to navigate with your compass to the clue. And then actually that's where the actual technical checkpoint is. So it was pretty funny. So I finish and I only missed 1 point. And I was like, man, I feel like I did pretty good. The last 2 years, the teams who won it only missed 1 point. So I was like, oh, maybe I did pretty good. But there was another really good team there, 4 Hour Fuel, which has beat us in every adventure race I've ever done. And
you did this not solo. You had a team on it.
I did this one solo.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 Hour Fuel was a 2-person team.
Okay.
But are you still racing in the same category as them?
Not necessarily. Like adventure racing, they'll announce the category winners, but then there's also still an overall winner too.
Oh, okay.
And in this case, it's just who can get as many points as possible in 8 hours. So I feel like I did pretty good. Like I gave it everything I had. I made it back on time. I didn't miss the cutoff. So everyone's waiting around, and the race directors are tallying up all the points and everything. It's a pretty hard thing for them to do because they have all these passports, all the punches on there. They have to figure out who got what. So it takes them like an hour and a half. Everyone's just lingering around. No one has a clue how they did. And so they podium's coming up. I'm like, all right, sweet, podium's coming up. He's like, okay, before I announce, the categories, I want to announce the overall winners of the whole race. And so, and I'll have them tell you guys a little bit about like the route they took and stuff, because it is interesting, like the fast guys versus the every rest of the pack, like who went what, how many checkpoints did they get. So they call off third place, they call off second place was 4 hour fuel, and then he calls off, and then he's like, oh, and it's Jeff Sears. And this kind of like goofy older guy in his 50s. It's like, oh, okay. He like walks up. I'm like, wow, how did that guy win? And how did I not even get top 3? I was like, God, I thought I did really good. And I was like, man, that's a bummer. And then the third place guy says his route and what he took, and then 4 Hour Fuel says, their route and how they missed a couple points. And I was like, they missed 2 points? I was like, how did I not beat them then? Because the points take precedent over time. Mm-hmm. And then the guy who supposedly got first was like, oh, I missed a whole bunch of points, so I did the mountain biking first. Like, it's like, something's not adding up here. So I walk over to the race director, his sort of partner guy, and I was like, can I double check my passport? And the guy looks at me and he looks over at the podium and he's like, oh, dude, you won the whole thing. Like, you smoked everyone. And he looks over and he's like, oh, Todd. And he goes, I think you called the wrong Jeff. And I'm like, oh, that's awkward.
And you won.
Yeah, so I won.
That's awesome.
So it was so funny. I was just like, oh my God, man, I feel like I poured my heart out on that course. And I didn't even get top 3. And then it was so funny. And so then he like runs over to Todd, and then Todd's the race director guy, is doing the announcing. He's like, ladies and gentlemen, this is the second time this year I've royally screwed something up during the awards. I called the wrong Jeff. The correct overall winner was Jeff Cayley.
That's so funny.
It was hilarious, dude.
That's a huge like ego check.
Yeah, 100%. And I knew,
and bummer for the other dude.
I know. Yeah, he like goes over to the guy's like, "Sorry, man, you didn't win. Like, I called the wrong Jeff." He's like, "Oh, okay." Like, I think he kind of knew, and a bunch of people there are also kind of bewildered to like, not to be judgy. It's a challenging race. Like, everyone's at different skill level. It's very strategic. It's not just based on fitness, but
this guy
still doesn't seem like this guy won. Yeah. So it was so funny, man. So, yeah, I was pumped. I won that thing, and, I was like, holy crap, that was rad, because I was happy with my effort, but I was also just so pumped that I beat 4 Hour Fuel, because that's like a legit elite adventure race team, and they passed me on a climb, and on the mountain bike, and I'm like, oh, that's not good.
That's like that's your strong suit.
Yeah, I was like, my strong suit should be mountain biking out here, and I'm getting passed on the climb by these guys, and I was like, oh, man.
Dang.
But yeah, the race is crazy, right? The navigation is so hard, and doing the navigation on the fly and then knowing what to get. And so, anyways, they missed 2 points. I only missed 1. But yeah, sick race.
And
crazy
during
time.
The race, are you like pretty pinned the whole time? Like you're like
8 hour
8 hour pin. Like, is it like endurance? Like, I'm just curious what like your heart rate was. Like,
yeah,
did you get it up pretty high?
Yeah, I was pretty much. It was tricky. What was it? Because Garmin
I'm on your activity
broke it out. Yeah, I mean, I was pretty much giving it everything I had the whole time. I think the total average heart rate was 144. So I mean, I was bouncing around basically between zone 3 and 4. I don't really think I got into zone 5 very often.
No, I shouldn't.
You didn't.
No,
I
didn't want to.
Your max heart is probably at the end. Like mid 160s.
Yeah, so I think the whole thing was like a 144 average or something.
That's right.
And like on the climbs, I'm sure you're just kind of giving it a good effort.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have to just eat so much food.
Yeah.
Because running zone 3 and zone 4 for 8 hours, you just burn so many calories. And it's pretty warm out that day, and it's dry out there, so you're just pounding sodium, pounding calories. And there's just so much to it, right? Transitioning from sport to sport and then doing the navigation and then, the random panicking and stopping and thinking you missed a turn or you did miss a turn and then you turn around and cramp really bad and then have to like run back up and get on the right trail. And it's such a crazy race. It's more, I honestly think it's more mentally stressful than anything because obviously the physical aspect is gnarly and crazy, but you can't even really pay attention to your body like you normally would. Like if it was a marked course.
Because you're racing.
Yeah, if it was a marked course, you'd be, you would race and you would eat and you would like think about your body and like think about, but you're not. You're so focused on navigation and strategy and where you are, how far away you are, what point you're going to get, what you're going to skip, what trail you need to do, what route you're going to take.
Man, I feel like it'd
so
be tough to not second guess yourself too.
You just have to live with that. You totally are.
You're like,
all the time
I'm committed to this,
Yeah.
and hopefully it works out.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and if you don't know the area like the back of your hand, and it's a maze out there with all the different trails and routes you can take, and it's just like, well, I could take the road for this section for 3 miles instead of this trail. It's going to add an extra half a mile, but it's the road, so it's going to be faster, or is it? I don't know.
No, it is. It is a maze out there. I remember when I rode out there a couple years ago, and on the downhill, I remember every single fork I was like stopping and getting out trail forks, making sure, because I didn't want to take a long turn.
It's such a maze.
And it's like, this is left, right, and a straight.
You start looking like, okay, I take a turn at this point, and then you come up another turn, you're like, wait, that's half a mile shorter than I should be at.
Yeah.
Now which way do I go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
or like how long is this segment actually, like it's hard to tell in real life.
Yeah. There's also all of these random secret loamers out there.
Oh yeah.
So like on one of the trail run portion, I cut a huge section off. Like I probably cut a quarter mile off by just straight lining it up a 250-foot thing of elevation instead of taking the marked trail. And within 100 feet of being off the trail, just basically straight lining it, bushwhacking it, I just stumbled upon somebody's secret loamer that was not marked on any map.
Did you shred it?
Well, no, I was on foot at this point.
Oh.
So I just hiked up this secret loamer that wasn't on the map. And then I got to the top and there was another team up there who was way ahead of me, but I got to them at the same point because I cut off so much distance. And they're like, did you just bushwhack the whole way up? I was like, well, I was going to, but I just found a secret loamer and walked it up.
And they're probably like, loamer?
What's this loamer?
No, they're mountain bike dudes, so they knew exactly what it was. I'm like, that's rad. It was so funny, man.
That's awesome.
So it was such a crazy race, but I would definitely, encourage people to try that race as their first adventure race, because when you register, you can, just say, hey, I don't have a kayak, I need a kayak, and then you can just use one for an extra fee. So you don't need a kayak. You basically just need a mountain bike and a pair of trail running shoes, and you can use your phone and like teaches you how to navigate, teaches you how to get out there. It is a hard race, so just go into it your first time knowing it's going to be like just mentally stressful. Yeah, but the second time was also mentally stressful, but at least I was able to move through the course faster. But it's a cool race that I think people should try if they're interested at all in like trying to navigate and do multiple sports in the same day.
Yeah, it seems a bit more manageable than a multi-day.
Yeah, it's like adventure racing is such a hard sport to even think about getting into because, the shortest possible one is 8 hours. And then after that, it's like 24 or 36, which is rare. And most of them are multi-day. So yeah, it's a cool way to get into the sport, I think. So anyone out there listening, go do it. It's pretty fun. It was decent. There was 60 people. I think last time I did it, there was like 75. So it's pretty cool. Like a mass start of 60 people in kayaks is pretty rad to do in Lake Tahoe. This is like a motocross race of kayaks.
Yeah, imagine you're just like out there on a family hike and there's just people just like not panicking, but just like looking a little bit bewildered.
Yeah. Rushing and
staring at their phone and yelling at their teammates.
I love it when like we're doing a big old ride and you get to the top of a climb. It's like climb 4 out of 6 of the day or something like that. And someone's like, you're doing so great. You're almost at the top. And it's like, yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I have no clue what I
have no idea.
You don't know what's going on in my day.
That I'm halfway through
you don't know my life.
Yeah. Halfway through this ride and, I've got another 2 climbs like this or whatever. But it's pretty funny.
Yeah. So that was the last time I rode a mountain bike. But yeah, it was kind of the highlight of my summer. I was proud of myself, and I just can't believe I beat 4-hour field. That's like a sick team. It's like sick.
That's cool, man.
Yes. So
is that the first race you've won in
ever,
since starting Worldwide Cyclery?
I don't know. Probably.
Since
I haven't really done all that
days?
many races. Yeah, true. I don't know. That's a good question. That's been 14 years. I'd have to think back on that one. But I don't know. Adventure racing has got to be the most humbling sport on the planet. It's like you just get utterly destroyed out there. And if you think you're in good shape and you could be an incredible athlete and just still go out and get destroyed by people who are clearly not as good of an athlete as you are. And that's what's really... Yeah, like our first adventure race we ever did 4 years ago, a 36-hour one, I would assume, just like, you know, making my judgments, we were probably the fittest team out there, and we got second to last. Like, we got literally destroyed.
It's mostly from navigation, you said,
Yeah,
right?
dude,
Like they're playing smarter than you.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Like, their navigation was way better than ours. Their strategy was way better than ours. They knew where there would be pinch points in the course. They knew how to navigate better. Their transitions were way faster. They didn't screw up food. Like, they knew how to pace themselves, and like, we just got destroyed.
That is interesting.
So it's such a hard sport, man.
Yeah, because mainly with mountain bike racing, I would say you're going to get beaten just because the other person is more fit and more skilled than you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they're always going to beat you because of that.
Yeah.
You could go to elevation, and then you'll get, you know, the who you think's going to win gets flopped a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that definitely happened at the 75-hour race we did in Breckenridge, because that started at 9,000.
Exactly. That's where I got. That's what I'm talking about. Racing the Breck Epic. I'm just like getting passed by people.
Waxed.
Yeah.
Dude, I think at sea level, I would be beating you, but I cannot go any harder.
So that race, 50 people started, and only 25 finished.
Yeah.
And of the 25, only 7 cleaned the course, meaning got all the checkpoints. So half the field just
This
dropped.
is of the Tahoe one or the Breckenridge?
No, this was the
Gotcha.
Breckenridge one. And I think it was mostly elevation. Like, people just went out hard
your
thinking
body
it was
just
a
shuts
3-day
down
race.
too, like,
Yeah, people just got destroyed out there. I mean, it was a gnarly race, but I mean, for half the field to just disappear, it's like, yeah, that was a pretty rough adventure race. But man, just anything when you're out there that long, above 10,000 feet for the whole time, it's like, that'll eat you alive. Yeah, elevation is tough. Yeah, this race was like, Tahoe's at 6,200.
Yeah.
So I think the highest I got was around 8 or 85.
Which is still decent.
Yeah, it's still up there, but I mean, once you get above 9, like in Breckenridge, that's when you start to feel elevation bad.
Yeah, I feel like around that 7,000 foot mark, like things for us at sea level are just a little bit harder.
Yeah, you notice
but you're not like wrecked. Like you're not like body shut down.
You got to manage your
doesn't have
effort.
oxygen.
You won't recover as fast, but like you can basically do similar things.
Yeah.
You get over 9 and
that's when
stuff
it starts
changes.
changing.
Yeah.
You're like,
and then exponentially goes up.
Yeah. Flight of stairs is tough.
Yeah. Why am I out of breath just trying to go to sleep?
Yeah.
I noticed that just being way high up, just taking a piss in the middle of the night, like your heart rate like spikes. You just like got out of bed and you're like, oh,
like 120.
Man, yeah, like why is this happening? Yeah, elevation's rough. But yeah, man. So that's that's the highlight of my summer so far.
Nice.
There you go.
Pretty sick.
Well, should we hit a quick break, get a word from our sponsor, and we'll jump into listener questions?
Send it.
All right. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Hello, mountain bikers. Jeff here. I have a quick favor to ask. We are currently looking to hire someone to help us manage the Amazon side of our business. It's a growing portion of things and quite a challenge. We need someone who's an expert in all things Amazon e-commerce and then some. We have a team that's full of incredibly fun people that genuinely care about building an amazing business inside and out and having a good time while doing it. If this sounds like you or someone you might know, please contact me. Send me an email anytime, Jeff@Worldwide Cyclery. That's it. That's all. Thank you.
And now, back to the show.
And we're back.
We're back.
We forgot to do a quick recap of the KETL Treasure Hunt Edition 2.
Got excited.
Yeah, got excited. 20 jars in 10 states. Each jar had $200 cash and a $1,000 KETL gift card. They were all over the place. If you're curious where they were, you can just go to kettlemountain.com/treasure. All 20 of them got claimed in 30 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. How crazy is that?
Technically all 22.
Yeah, because the 13 jar, the little tricky 13 thing I did was I put 3 of them out there and gave 3 coordinates, and only one of them had the treasure. And somebody you knew got one of them.
Yeah,
that was a joker jar.
Yeah, my good buddy Alden, he sent me sent me something tonight or text me something tonight, like 8 p.m. Of the first night, and he's like, I'm gonna go get it. And I was like, all right, 13 has 3 jars, one has treasure, right? He goes, yeah, the joker thing. I'm like, cool. Have fun.
I made it clear.
Yeah. Text me at 8 a.m. with a jar, an empty jar or whatever. Just had a kettle sticker in it or something like that, right? And I was like, oh, you got the joker. He's like, yeah, I did a night mission, straight out. He's like, one of those dudes that doesn't post on Instagram, doesn't post on Strava, but just does gnarly stuff.
Did he go up Boney?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So we went the hard way, which is cool. That's the cool way to go.
He lives right here.
Yeah.
So like he's not gonna drive around anywhere. He just went from his house, went up the hard way.
That's awesome.
So he's like, I saw a big kitty.
Oh,
yeah. And I talked to him later, and he's like, yeah, like, saw this cat like face on in the trail, like, middle of the night.
No thanks.
To not get a jar. So yeah,
it was a valiant effort.
And then I was like, you gonna go get another one? It's not claimed. He's like, gotta paint a baby nursery.
I want to know like some stories about like what happened when people try to find these jars. Like I want to know the person who found the jar in the condor sanctuary.
Yeah.
Did
you see the video of that guy?
Fillmore? No, I haven't seen any.
Oh, he looks. I was worried. I was more worried about that one than any of them, just because that's dangerous. That one's fun.
I remember you going to drop that one off, and you were gone like all day.
Oh, that was a huge mission.
Yeah.
So that was an hour on a windy single lane dirt road, which you realistically needed 4-wheel drive for, maybe in spots, like you could maybe destroy a 2-wheel drive back there to get to that trailhead. And then it was 9 miles one way in, and there's no water until you're at 9 miles at all. And then when you're at 9 miles, you're at the Sespe Creek. And I mean, so then you got to go 9 miles back out. And I think it was almost 3,000 feet each direction in elevation. And I just thought, man, this one's deep. This is dangerous. There's no service anywhere. There's not even service on the road out there. Yeah, I was like, oh man, I hope somebody gets this. But luckily, all these, like all the ones I was worried about, the one in Colorado that was on that crazy knife edge of rocks and had probably a 100, 200 foot just vertical cliff on each side. I was kind of worried about that one too, just because, you slip, you die type of thing. The guy's just like, yeah, got it, man. Sick. Wasn't even that hard. I was like, sweet. Like, yeah, if you
they're
can
built
climb
different out there.
Yeah, it's like if you can climb rocks and you're good at scrambling, like, yeah, it isn't that hard. But if you're not, it could be really hard. Yeah. And yeah, that one in the Los Padres, I was totally worried about that. Guy sends a video. He's like totally hardcore, legit trail runner looking dude. Full on trail runner vest. I was like, yep, sweet. Somebody qualified, went for that and got it, and it's all good, and didn't even care. So
just a fun day for him.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has gone for these things that is really not qualified. Like people who aren't qualified look at this and they're like, oh, that's cool. Like
how do I do that?
I'm not gonna do that though. And the people that just see coordinates and they look where it is and they look at the trail map, like those are the people that can actually go get to them. So
yeah, it's true.
So I don't know. I had more confidence in all of the people going to get these things. But the one guy who got the jar in New Zealand, he seemed a little on the edge.
I didn't see a video about it.
Oh, so he said he basically had Google Maps.
Okay.
No offline maps. Just using Google Maps out there. Ran out of service, but he still had the pin on there. So he was just going on a blank screen, because the map cache ran out. So he was just going on a blank screen, and it took him 2 hours on the blank screen just trying to go to that dot.
Good for him.
He's just like he's basically trying to connect to the dots.
I wonder where he ran out of service and how far he went.
Because you hit that chart, right, Liam?
Yeah.
The one in New Zealand for Down Under Treasure Hunt. So he was about to give up. He was like 2.5 hours trying to find the thing, and then he finally found it. I was like, oh man. So I was like, okay, that's a little concerning.
Yeah, I mean,
you get lost.
If you had access to the gondola, it was easier, but it still wasn't like off. You still had to like traverse the mountain, then go up a creek, and then I scaled the side of the mountain, went over a ridge, and then went into like a loam forest.
Yeah.
So I still wasn't like, you could take a gondi to this point.
Yeah, you could cut off some elevation.
Yeah, you could cut off elevation, but it's still going to be a lot of work to get to it. So that was my thing. It's like, I'm going to try to get as far, basically away as I could without like, scaling an entire mountain. But
and then the Papua New Guinea one that hasn't been found.
There's no way. So actually, the guy who found the jar in Lake Tahoe, so one of them was sunk underwater in Lake Tahoe in that pelican case.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I guess I'd call him a kid. He's 19. He got it, and he basically saw the thing. He heard on the podcast that we were dropping it in mid-August, so he's just been religiously paying attention to the KETL emails and social media. And he saw it right. I think we released it around 1 or 2 o'clock on a Tuesday, and he basically just told his boss, he's like, "I gotta go. I have to leave. And he just bailed. And
That's how you have to do it, though.
there was 5 people going for that at the same time.
Wow.
And he probably got up by 20 minutes before there was multiple people coming to him right at him. And yeah, so he charged in it. And it was so funny. So he messaged me on Instagram and stuff and was talking to me. And he's actually a super nice kid. He's like, hey, man, I'd love to go for a ride with you sometime, talk about entrepreneurship. And I actually rode with him. I was like, yeah, I'm doing an adventure race this weekend, but on Monday I'm going to do a recovery ride from Reno, and sure, let's go for a ride. And just super nice kid.
That's awesome.
Just like good, humble, cool kid. And yeah, he smoked it, went straight to that jar. I asked him, so I was like, did you put your phone in a dry bag and go like swim it out to the rocks? He's like, nah, I went so fast. I didn't even have a Ziploc bag or anything. So he just studied the video, and because in the video you can see the rock that it was tied to. And he's like, I just left my phone and everything on the shore and swam out there and just like dug around the rocks for half an hour, and then finally found the rock with the paracord around it and pulled that rock up, and then found the pelican case underwater.
Wow. That's like a real treasure.
I know.
That's cool. Was it like in one of those bays? Or like, where was it?
It's kind of by Dead Man Point, so south of Skunk Harbor. There's basically, if you look at Tahoe, that one road goes around the whole perimeter, and then there's one section of it on the east side where the road pulls away quite a ways.
Yes.
So the most remote edge of Tahoe also has about 100 feet off the shoreline just a pile of rocks. Pretty big boulders, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to swim to that little boulder field, and that boulder field's probably, 100 feet long and 10 feet wide or 20 feet wide. So there's a bunch of boulders out there in the water. So yeah, you basically have to swim out to that and then climb on those things and then climb around and find the one underwater rock that had a paracord on it, and then pull that rock up, and then sunk down below that was the pelican case.
And
that thing was in there for 2 months.
That's awesome. Did they know that it was going to be like underwater like that?
Yeah, because I said in the video, right? So like the long form YouTube video is for people who actually are going to go find these things, and there's a little bit of visual clue of where the thing is.
Okay.
Because otherwise the coordinate, you're never going to find something like that. So
there's no way.
You got to know the coordinates, and then you need to look at the video and have some reference visually of where the thing is. So
wow.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. I'm going to keep doing it.
It's so cool.
Yeah, people keep telling me, like, man, you're onto something. This could be a game show or something. Maybe it could be. That would be rad.
Yeah.
But yeah, good fun. People had a good time. I was just happy to see so many people have fun doing it, and just be grateful to like spend a day outside and do something like that. It's like, sweet. That's the whole point.
And then everyone else who's at least trying to go on the adventure is stoked as well. It was just a fun adventure at the end of the day.
Yeah, totally. A lot of people went, and they saw it get updated, found right before they got there, or they were looking forever, and then they saw the guy going down with it or something. So it's kind of all over the place. The one that was in the way north of Black Rock Desert, Nevada, was pretty cool, because that one you basically had to 4x4 too. Then you could ride a mountain bike for some of the stuff, and then you had to go on foot. So like you needed 4 wheels, then 2, then your feet. And I thought that was a cool one. So yeah, it was fun, man. But it is crazy to spend, I don't know, the better part of 2 months flying all around, putting all these things all over the country. And then Michael and Dom put some out, the ones in New Mexico, the ones in Tennessee. It's like we spent all this time orchestrating this, and they're just all gone in a day.
30 hours.
So nuts. Santa Fe, New Mexico, last place. That was the one that took 30 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, a lot of them were found in the first 12 hours or less.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do people work?
Yeah, well, a lot of people went straight after work.
Yeah.
So it was like 5 o'clock. But the people on the East Coast, work had pretty much just ended. So the East Coast people went straight out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my roommates was like, hey, do you want to go on Sunday and try and look for one of these ones in the Santa Monica Mountains?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, I can't participate, but I'm like, you better go now.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's going to be
wait till
gone.
Sunday.
You can't wait till Sunday.
Yeah, a lot of people think they're going to wait till the weekend.
Yeah. I'm like,
No
no, you got to
chance.
go like after work now. And you might even be late for that.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. Good fun. Well, we'll keep people posted on the podcast when the next one's coming up.
Yeah, 3.0.
Yeah. Edition.
You're going to make
3.
it harder?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do my current idea is to do them in destinations now. So I'm thinking about doing one in Denver, in the greater Denver area. And it is going to be a little bit more of a tiered, gamified type of thing. So there'll be 12 jars, and those 12 jars will contain the coordinates that lead to 6 jars. And then those 6 jars will contain the coordinates that lead to 3 jars, which will contain the coordinates that leads to the final jar. So there'll be basically 12 people or 12 teams sort of that then get eliminated to 6 and then eliminated to 3 and then final one.
They'll have increasing prizes, or the total will have
big time.
0.
maybe
6 will have some.
something like that.
3
I'll
will have
probably
more.
put like something super small in all 12, and then
Gotcha.
it'll increase, and then the last one will be the actual huge one.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I'm going to do, which is a little bit more gamified game show like, but it'll also just be crazier in the sense of people won't know who's going to go for it, and then like you technically always compete. Like if you get one jar, you have a coordinate to a jar that another, at least one other person has, so you're competing, and because if I do them all in a location like that, I could probably put them all out over the course of 3 or 4 days, and then release the whole thing, and then it's going to take whoever wins the thing a long time to like go through the whole sequence, because you have to drive all over the place too. So that's what I'm thinking.
That sounds awesome. Sounds like it'll take a little bit longer than 30 hours to
I think
all
so.
of them to get picked up.
Or I mean, the person who wins it might take them 30 hours nonstop.
Yeah,
like you'll have to start and then not stop to go to get the final one.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime you do decide to stop or take a break, technically, like you might miss the next jar.
It's like a race.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
So, so I think that's what I'm going to do for edition 3. I don't know, maybe next month or October. So,
sweet.
Yeah, keep you guys posted. Should be pretty fun. Should we get into some bike questions?
Yeah, this first one's not even a bike question. You're in a gladiator-style arena. Your weapon? Anything you can buy from a Dollar Tree. What do you pick? I said this before recording, so
nobody knows what they even sell.
I've still been thinking about this.
Had 30 minutes.
I know. I'm trying to think of like what you can buy
sell
from a
knives
Dollar Tree.
there. Kitchen knives.
You think they sell knives?
Well,
I don't know.
This is what I'm gonna go with. It might not be the best weapon, but good deterrent. WD-40 and a lighter.
That is good.
That's a good one. I like
or
that.
even hairspray.
I was
going
to say like a broomstick or something. I don't know. I think that wins.
I'm making a
you have an actual. That's an actual.
You can
weapon.
still get to me, but you might lose your eyebrows. You know?
Yeah. It's a risky one though, because as soon as you run out of that,
exactly. No, it's just a deterrent. I'm just biding my time.
I would go with knives or a broomstick.
Yeah.
I don't know what else they even sell there.
Yeah.
Jeff's never stepped tree in a Dollar Tree.
Not since
never stepped foot.
Not since I was a teenager.
Sell like pencils and gummy bears and stuff.
Yeah. Pencils and gummy bears.
That's a fence.
Yeah. All right, Trevor, read this next one.
Okay, so I have a Yeti SB150 with a DT Swiss 370 hub and a full power e-bike with Shimano MT410 hub. Both bikes I have stripped out the hub body. My question is, why do I keep doing this? Is that I'm pedaling in too low or high of a gear on climbs? Am I putting down mad power, etc.? What hub would you suggest since I'm doing this on both of my bikes? And P.S., speaking of the treasure hunt, he says, I went and looked for the KETL Treasure in Utah at Antelope Island.
Oh.
Took my bike, went OTB, and cracked my handlebars. Ended up doing a bike up a boulder field, thanks Google Maps, and missed the treasure by probably an hour. Still was a super fun experience, and that was one of the strangest fun rides of an adventure I've done in a while.
That's rad.
That's
I didn't actually even see that.
That's an awesome little
that.
testimonial.
Where's
Antelope Island?
It's in the Salt Lake.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I've like flown into Salt Lake a bunch and driven around Salt Lake. Still haven't seen the Salt Lake.
Yeah, it's a giant body of water.
Yeah, you can see it when you fly in. I've seen it.
Yeah, maybe I'm on the wrong side of the plane.
It's north of the city.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, Antelope Island is in the Salt Lake, and there is actual buffalo on it and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And you have to take a long, I don't know what, like a man-made sort of dirt bridge road to it. And there's a peak, a little mountain peak on Antelope Island, the biggest one, and it's called Molly's Nipple. And we were just looking around areas in Utah, and I was like, look at this one. It's called Molly's Nipple. Let's put it there. No trails go to Molly's Nipple.
That's cool that it's in the middle of the lake, too.
Yeah. It's an island in the middle of the lake, and it has a peak on it called Molly's Nipple with no trails whatsoever that go to that nipple. And it's just a big pile of rocks on that peak. Yeah.
Perfect.
What does this guy mean he stripped out the hub body?
So my question is, I guess I don't know enough about it, but is the 370 hub could either be a 3-pawl or is a ratchet?
Yeah, it could be ratchet LN or 3-pawl. If it's 3-pawl, I'd go to ratchet LN.
Yeah. Which is like the typical TT Swiss ratchet style.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much indestructible.
Yeah. And if you keep stripping them out, I'd go 36 tooth and not 54 tooth on the teeth on that.
Yeah, you really won't have any problems with the ratchet style.
Yeah. And that's what I'm going to recommend. If you're buying hubs, DT Swiss 350, 36 tooth ratchet. Don't get the 54 if you're shipping stuff.
Yeah.
Not that you should have problems. that's why they don't make them higher than that, because that's what they feel confident in. But 36 is going to be even larger, like metal on metal teeth engagement.
And then the Shimano hub, I'm just going to look this up real quick, but if it's the typical Shimano kind of free hub style, those are crazy complicated.
Yeah.
And would not be surprised if those strip out. I'll just look this up real quick. Yeah, that is what it is. So the internals of those hubs are incredibly complicated, and I've personally had some issues with them, but not with the stripped out free hub body though, more from breaking a hub axle itself. But yeah, sometimes they just get to be a little bit much.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like certain people, for whatever reason, always have this issue of like stripping out stuff or breaking pawls or having issues. Like, I've destroyed every brand free hub. I'm like, oh man, like,
yeah.
But it's something that's going on.
Try shifting maybe a little bit.
Wattage.
Try shifting a little bit smoother.
It's wattage with like, maybe hard shifts mixed with, maybe you go downhill on a hard gear and you're just like constantly kind of slamming it. I'm not positive.
Or if it's like maybe there's bad maintenance and not enough grease in the free hub or something like that. Or
I remember I had a buddy who I used to ride with who was a big guy. He was probably 6'4" and I don't know, 230, but he was powerful, and he would just shift really poorly, and he would run into those times where you sort of hit a down switchback G out and you don't grab enough gears in time, and then you like kind of panic shift, and I would just watch him just like, and he also had stripped out a couple hubs and broke chains, and I was like,
I see that all the time.
It's a little bit of user error, but it's hard to tell someone that.
Yeah. I see that all the time with guys on e-bikes in particular, because they just kind of live in the smallest cog.
Yeah.
And that's no way to climb a hill in the smallest cog. But like on a flat road on the e-bike, you can kind of cruise and put a little bit of power down, and it keeps you like shooting forward. But man, that's got to be so bad for the cassette and the chain and just the whole system in general.
Yeah.
So, but also with e-bikes in general, they're so hard on transmissions and drivetrains. So it's like, it's something's going to break eventually if you're not maintained.
I still think e-bike should have like a 9-speed, like an 11 to 52 range or something like that.
They sort of kind of started to do that, right? Didn't SRAM make an e-bike specific drivetrain, and so did Shimano? But
SRAM isn't lower.
SRAM made like an 8-speed when e-bikes were kind of first coming out. SRAM made like an 8-speed chain, and I never really knew why. Like they didn't have an 8-speed drivetrain.
Yeah.
Besides like a cheap one, but still even that. But
I remember them both taking a stab at some sort of e-bike specific drivetrain a long time ago, but it was not very high end. It was sort of
Shimano
GX or below level.
Yeah, Shimano has link glide, which is probably good.
Kind of that answer to that. I believe that's 11 speed though, right?
Mm-hmm. Think
so. I still think like 9 or 10 speed, durable as hell. Like, that's what it is. And if you want something fancy, then you're going to get a normal drivetrain, but it's like for the most people, that's probably the best e-bike drivetrain you can get.
Yeah.
You can still make it electric.
And no matter what like drivetrain too, like if it's not tuned perfectly, especially on an e-bike, you're going to break a chain or you're going to snap a cassette tooth.
There's so much power going
So much power. Like you're like, imagine just having your derailleur like skipping a little bit and then just putting down his maximal power.
Essentially, you just went from a normal human to a professional level athlete with like able to put that power out consistently over and over and over.
Yeah, you're like an Avenger all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. You just got superhero powers out of nowhere with it. Like,
and your hub doesn't know who you are.
Yeah. So
yeah, long story short, DT Swiss 350, and you're going to have a good time. Ratchet.
Better hubs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, Jeff. Next question is for you. How often do you get mistaken for Dean Talon from the Disney original movie Motocrossed? Is that his real name or is that his name in the show?
Oh, I think it's the name in the movie. I think he's the sort of mean, rude competitor guy who, I don't know, but I know exactly.
He's the
when
rival.
I read that, I cracked up because I watched it as a kid. When he rode dirt bikes, watched it as a kid. And he's just like some classic California looking blonde haired dude, looks exactly like me. So it's a valid question.
Who do you get like mistaken as or like who do you get who's your doppelganger?
I get Paul Rudd pretty often which is weird because he has totally different color hair.
Yeah, I could see. It's like your facial features could kind of be mistaken as that, but like.
And I get Dax Shepard every now and then.
What about like Jimmy Neutron or something?
No.
Dax Shepard.
I don't know, man. When you wear your 100% glasses, you look like the actor. You don't look like Dahmer, but you look like the actor who plays Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, I mean, everyone says that if I'm wearing Ray-Bans.
But he looks kind of like, if you look at like the actor versus the real one, he looks kind of like him enough, but like you look more like the actor than Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah.
Well, you get what you ask for when you wear aviator-style glasses, especially when I have those transition lenses ones, so if I'm indoors, they're clear, and that looks really bad. All right, what's this next one, Liam?
What's up, guys? Hope all is well. So my Ibis Ritmo AF is just about ready for some new brake pads. The bike is running SLX calipers, Shimano stock pads, and Shimano RT66 rotors. I was looking into swapping rotors and pads with some research I got. I see a lot of people going towards Galfer Wave rotors and Galfer Pro pads. Those are the green ones. Is this a good combo? What do you suggest? Thanks, guys. Love the show. That's what Jeff's running.
Yeah, I actually really like them.
Combo.
I don't know why did I try those to begin with?
I think Waymire.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Waymire, and I think so. Yeah,
Reno
he
boys
just
like him.
Yeah, the guys in Reno really liked him, and they ride a lot of steep stuff with dust everywhere, and yeah, I tried them out on those SRAM brakes, which I had them before. What were the brakes I had on my last ASR?
You had level 2
Ultimates?
pistons.
Level 2 pistons?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had the Galfer pads and rotors on those, did amazing, and then the new ASR I have has the same brake pad setup with the SRAM motive brakes.
Correct.
And yeah, I really like them. I mean, I think they worked way better than the stock SRAM brake pad and rotor setup in terms of just feel and power and consistency. Mostly power.
The wave rotor is pretty light as well.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
like the whole setup is good. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked them. I mean, and I still run them and kind of stick by them now. So yeah, that's an easy suggestion. Have you run them yet?
No.
Are you still running stock stuff?
Yeah. I just have so much spares for SRAM HS2 rotors and like brake pads right now that I don't know. Unless it's like sent to me as a sample, I'm not gonna like go out of my way to buy it right now.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, I think when it comes to an XC bike, like that ASR, I was really kind of trying to squeeze as much possible power as I could out of a 180, 160, especially those old levels. The motives are much more powerful, but still on an XC bike with a super lightweight brake and you're running smaller-ish rotors, I was trying to get like every ounce of additional power out of them, which is why I tried that Galfer setup, and it did seem to work better and have more power, but I don't think that's nearly as much of a problem when you're talking about SRAM stock pads or even Shimano stock pads and rotors if you have I don't know, like Mavens or Saints or whatever. But I guess he's talking about SLX. So
yeah, when I first started working here, I was running XTR brakes on an XC bike, and I had those same Shimano RT66 rotors, but I couldn't get brake pads because the bike industry was still going through supply chain issues. But Galfer had pads, so I did try those green pads out with those RT66 rotors, and I loved them. I thought they had a ton of power, and they it wasn't like they bit pretty good, but like they were just consistent and had tons of power when I needed it the most, and they didn't really glaze over or anything weird like that. So I haven't tried the wave rotors, but just even the green pads on those Shimano rotors did just fine. I mean, those Shimano rotors, those RT66 they're just basic rotors, and they work well. There's nothing fancy about them.
86 is like the XT level. Is that correct?
I think so. The 66 is like the SLX level.
Okay, yeah.
But a little like kind of tidbit that most people don't know is Shimano actually makes these RT66 rotors in a 220, and they don't make a 220 rotor in any other rotor but these ones, just because I think it's such a simple, there's no ice tech, anything like that. It's just a stamped rotor. So if you did want to run a Shimano rotor in 220, you can get some of those and have a ton of cooling and power. And it probably won't warp as much as a typical ice tech rotor, I'd say. Just simple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although 220s, you can look at them wrong and they bend.
Yeah, for sure.
And pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other big caveat here too is make sure you break your brakes in perfectly.
Yeah.
When
Bed
you
your
have
brakes
new
in.
pads and new rotors. Like the proper bedding in method is key to making sure those things actually work, no matter what pads and rotors you have.
Yeah.
Or also key to making them work terribly if you do it wrong. So do it right.
I know sometimes, like, if you don't do it right, you'll get part of the rotor biting super hard and part of it not biting hard.
Oh, so bad.
And then it just warps it even worse.
Yeah.
So it's important.
I was actually going to ask you, Jeff, if we could justify buying a brake bed-in machine for the shop.
Oh, I've seen that thing.
We actually had a customer ask about that today.
$2,750.
Yeah, they're like $2,000.
What's nice?
They can perfectly bed in your brakes.
Yeah. What's nice is we have the hill right at the shop, so you actually can perfectly bed in the brake. There's not a better way to do it than like this hill right here.
Like this.
It's just like perfect.
Like
and it doesn't take
6% grade.
The only energy it takes is to get up the hill, which I don't really mind. And then, but like the whole like sprinting in a parking lot thing and braking and sprinting,
that is
that
more of a pain.
Super exhausting. I could see that being worth it, or if you're at like a race or something like that.
I actually think it's more worth it if you're not in Southern California with 360 days of sun.
Yeah.
And you're somewhere that doesn't have
if it's raining,
the sun like this. Yeah.
Then you can't go out, or if it's too cold, like you can get it consistent.
You can't just go out and bed in your brakes any day of the year.
Exactly.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
So for us, it's harder to justify that. But
yeah, we actually just had a customer ask if we had one of those machines to bed his brakes in today, which is ironic, but it's like, no, we have a hill that's perfect for that. Actually,
I mean, if we got 20 of those customers and charge them, we can pay it off, Jeff.
Yeah. Okay, I'll put that in the consideration bank. Unless TRP wants to send us one for free, and then we'll talk about it on the podcast and tell the world if it works good or not.
We could do that.
All right.
I'll read this next one. Hey guys, I've been looking to get a trail bike. The Canyon Spectral AL6 looked basically perfect for the local trails where I'd be riding it. However, I'm torn between a full 29 and the mullet. What are the pros and cons of each? I'm 5'10", which I think is a size medium. Do you have any other suggestions for trail bikes around 140 to 160 millimeters of travel? Thanks. Keep up the good work with the pod. It's super entertaining. Thanks again, from Dan.
I would definitely go with a medium on the Canyons. Those are long boys. Like, I think most of the pro athletes are running sizing down.
Yeah, they are, huh?
Yeah. So that's good. 5'10", my opinion on a 29er or mullet setup for a trail bike is, what's your intended use? Are you trying to like kind of use it as a trail bike? Then probably full 29er. But if you're trying to kind of like pedal here and there, but hit a lot of jumps, hit a lot of bike park, kind of pop off stuff, then the mullet will probably like suit better towards that.
Yeah, I agree. Like, if you're going to the bike park, then get a mullet. There's no reason not to. But if you're actually going to be riding trails and real trails, then you really don't want that. You want to be rolling as fast as possible.
Yeah. And it won't really like hinder you unless you're just riding like straight down loamers.
Yeah.
That's where the mullet is sick for like jumps and like steep trails.
And like turns super well. And you're not super off. You're not super high up. Like, you're a little bit farther back, and it just helps turn.
You know, if you were get the full 29er, I believe that bike's a flip chip, and you just buy a rear wheel, and then you can have both.
There you go.
But
that's the move.
Yeah. Other bikes at 140, 160.
475 reach in a medium.
Yeah, they're huge.
That's huge.
That
took me like 3 minutes to find that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's another, that's like most other brands. That's a perfect large that I like. Or I mean,
that's most bikes.
This is why bike sizing is stupid. 475 reach is my ideal zone.
Yep.
Like 470 to 480 is usually where I like to be. And that happens to be a medium for Canyon, but
did you see how
brands.
The editors made fun of me in that last video I did about the ASR?
Yeah.
So did you notice that so the last video I just did talking about the ASR build, I went on a tirade about how stupid bike sizing is. Because it's just this whole small, medium, large thing. It should just actually be the reach number.
Yeah.
Or it should be M-475, ML-500. Like, just put the reach number in there. It's the most important thing. Anyways, and they just like edited it to where it like showed my face and all these different things and all these like letters.
Yeah, the calculations.
Yeah. So like, okay, well, fair enough. Should have been made fun of for that. But it is so annoying that bike brands do that. Why not? Why don't we just start talking about reach numbers now?
Yeah. Trail bikes that I'd suggest, first thing that comes to mind is just a Yeti SB140.
Yep. That's what I was going to
say. Like the lunch ride. or the
Well,
non-modified?
here's the other thing. We don't have as much experience in this because this is a $2,900 complete bike, the Spectral 6.
Mm.
So aluminum and $2,900. Canyon is pretty competitive in that
Yeah.
price
For a
point.
full bike.
I guess the other
Yeah.
one I'd say would just be a Specialized stump jumper.
Yeah.
They probably make
Yeah.
an alloy bike that has a, they're probably like $3,500 if I had to guess their lowest price point.
I mean, most of the boutique brands that we personally ride and sell here are not really as competitive or even have any bikes that are under $3,000.
No.
Yeah.
Because the frames are $3,000.
Yeah.
Exactly. But Canyon and the big box names like Specialized, Trek actually do have some really competitive complete bikes in that price point. So I don't know, if I had $2,900, this would definitely be on my short list of bikes probably.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that's a good modern bike and there's plenty of them. But ride it and then love it and then eventually realize you want to get something even nicer. And then you end up in a whole new world of choices because then there's a lot more fancy bikes once you get above 7,000. But yeah, nice. I can't believe how long that bike is.
All right. I think let's hit one more, but I'm going to skip that one and go to this one because I like it better. And, one's named Matt, one's named Mike. I thought they're both Mike for a sec. All right. Dudes, I put down a deposit to join in all mountain rides in the Dolomites in 2026. Plan on taking my own bike. What tires would you recommend? Would inserts be a good idea? Also, what bike would do good over there? I'm open to buying a new rig for this trip. Any other tips would be appreciated.
I like his
Cheers,
style.
Mike. Yeah.
He's doing it right. New bike, new tires,
And going to Dolomites.
and going to the Dolomites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing something right.
Well, we went on that trip, and
Might
that's
go
why
on it again.
might go on it again in 2026. Might see there, Mike. Might not. Any trail bike's good there. Like 130 rear travel to 150. I don't know if you need more than like a 150 rear travel bike. You don't really
No, I
need a
don't
full
think
enduro
so.
bike. You spend like a day or two in Val di Fassa, which is like the proper EWS trails.
Yeah, a couple of the trails you'd be like, well, I could really use a full-blown enduro bike. And a lot of the other stuff, a 130 bike is like, or
Totally
a
good.
140 bike.
Yeah. Like if I were to go again, I'd bring a 130-ish bike,
Mhm.
140 bike.
yeah, Jared rode. He had the Druid when
He
he
had
was
a
out there.
Druid there.
Yeah, that was a perfect bike out
I
there.
had a Revel Rail 2.9. And what'd you have? Banshee.
That Banshee Titan.
Banshee Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything in that range would be good. I don't know what you have, but tire wise, if you're gonna go like Maxxis, I would do like kind of the combo that we love to run is Assegai in the front, Maxxis Assegai EXO Plus with max grip.
Oh, really? You wouldn't go heavier than that? Like, or you wouldn't go downhill tires or anything?
I'd do double down the rear.
Okay.
I think that's exactly what I did, right? EXO
yeah.
Plus in the front and then double down on the back.
Maybe might have been like double downs are too heavy, man.
No,
I'm
I
gonna
think
go
I did
EXO
it for that
Plus.
one, and I was glad I did
yeah.
because there's just so many loose small boulders.
There's a lot of
there
loose
that,
small
like, having a
boulders and
good
rocks.
tire casing is nice.
And depending on how you ride, like for us, we can do EXO Plus front, Assegai max grip, DHR 2 rear, double down casing, max Terra. You're not gonna smoke a tire in a week with max Terra there, but the double down's nice. If you're gonna like want to charge it and maybe you have like a bit more flats, and I'd throw double down the front. And again, if you're pinch flat a lot or dent your rim a lot, then yeah, an insert in the rear could be a good idea. I don't think it's needed if you have a double down, but that's kind of like how's Mike riding?
And is there a lot of pedaling over there?
Dude, not
Because you're taking the
much.
gondolas everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Gondolas or shuttles.
I think of the week we were there, we did 7,000 feet of climbing total and like 70,000 feet of descending.
the numbers were crazy. Yeah,
I think I would just run downhill tires.
And we did, the
Yeah.
trails aren't like,
They're not super steep or anything.
yeah, like you might lose some of the fun on some of those trails.
Yeah,
'cause
like
they're-
you might be too muted.
Yeah, they're like a lot of traversy stuff.
Downhill tires do that. They
Yeah.
make everything a bit boring and muted.
Yeah. So like I'd go double downs front and rear if you're worried about flatting. If not, EXO Plus front would be nice. But yeah, we did 3,000 of that feet of climbing on the first day. And then like
Smoked everybody.
Yeah, we talked to the guide and we were like, oh, let's adjust this a little bit, maybe a little bit less hiking trails, a little bit less pedaling. He's like, yeah, okay, no problem.
Yeah, there is definitely a lot of cool sort of, adventure type riding you can do out there, which is not on purpose-built mountain bike trails. It's on old sheep trails, way high alpine in the mountains.
Euro
and,
stuff.
Yeah, weird Euro stuff and weird old goat trails and so hiking trails. Like there's a lot of that type of riding, which is actually really cool to do because of the places and the views and the scenery that you get to.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, there is some proper purpose-built mountain bike stuff, but that trip includes a good mixture of both of it. Yeah, it was so fun. That is one of the most beautiful areas ever to ride. But yeah, it's the Italian Alps. Like is what the brand is good and it's as good as it lives up to when you say it's the Italian Alps. Like, no, it's really good.
Yeah.
Like it's incredible. Good segue though, because we're doing a little bit more of a partnership with Phil at All Mountain Rides for next year, and we're going to be on pretty much all the trips, or one or all of us, or a few of us, who knows. But he's going to do Tasmania twice in April next year, so back-to-back trips. Which I love Tasmania. I think I'm going to go back to one of those because I had so much fun there. The Dolomites one in 26 is September 6th to the 13th. And then a Nepal trip, which is going to be late October into early November.
Yeah.
So, and that's an 11-day crazy enduro.
I'm pretty keen on the Nepal one.
Yeah, that sounds rad.
And maybe the Dolomites, but we'll work out details and get up an official page soon and stuff.
Yeah. So anyways, we're now going to be able to offer basically a discount to any WC MTB podcast listeners for any All Mountain Rides trip. Yeah, it's rad, and we're going to be on the trips, and yeah, I'm stoked because Phil is just the coolest guy ever, and he's so good at putting on these amazing mountain bike trips. It's like we should definitely just collaborate with him more often and create rad trips and go on fun trips with cool people like we've been doing, but just double down on it for 2026. So yeah, if you're interested in Tasmania or the Italian Alps or Nepal, stay tuned because there'll be links shortly for that.
It's a good reason to listen.
Yeah, right. Yeah, honestly, maybe by the time this goes live, we could just put the link in there and the discount for MTB podcast listeners. But yeah, speaking of which, too, if you do listen to the podcast, you make it to the end of the episode, you pretty much get 10% off basically anything there is on the World Bicyclery site with the MTB Podcast 10 discount code.
That code is MTB Podcast 10.
Have at it. Buy some things. Get a discount. Thank you. We appreciate your support.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all.
That's it.
Thanks for listening.
All right.
You've made it this far. Now go ride some bikes.
We love you.
See you next time.
Bye.